Hello there. Today we're going to tie this. This is going to be a small flat-wing sandeel, and we're going to use some of these really awesome new pro eyes. And we're going to use these as sides, and this is going to make this fly even more easy to tie. So first of all, I'm going to apply a hook here, and the hook I'm using is the Arix Gammarus, curved Gammarus, a very nice hook for something like this. So I'm going to use a monofilament thread. Basically, that's very nice always for your baitfish patterns, because it has a very wide hook gape. So this really hooks well. We're not going to use that many materials. We're going to use the eyes, of course, some glue, some bucktail in 2 different colors, and some flat-wing feathers. So basically, first up, we're going to take some bucktail here in white, and the key element to these flies is that you do not use too much material. If you use too much material, of course, if the size is if you're going to tie this in a big size, then you need more material. But for this is going to be a fairly small one. I don't need that many materials. So first of all, I'm going to tie down this bundle of white bucktail. And the trick with bucktail is to have an even surface to tie down, then it will not, tilt upwards. And to ensure that, furthermore, you simply make the first turn of the bucktail with the tying thread, the first 2 turns or so. You do not really clamp down on the thread. Apply a minimum of pressure, then it will stay there, and you can always clamp down on it further on. No, I'm just going to cut that off so it's out of the way. Like that. I'm going to cut it off so it's up near the eye. Then we're going to use 2 flat-wing feathers, and I have big whiting flat-wing saddles in the shop, both in full saddles but also in half, and these are just insanely big. But I also have the option that you can buy a package of these with a lot of feathers for a lot of flies, but then you don't have to buy a full or half a cape. So I'm going to take 2 of these feathers here. And the idea about the flatwing is that these swims absolutely astoundingly in the water. The hackles here looks just so awesome, and really makes this fly swim very nicely. So I tie one down using the tip, so it's pointing. It has the upper side of that didn't work as I was planning for it. So I'm just gonna cut it off instead, like so. And then I'm gonna tie this so it's the shiny side of the feather is gonna be pointing in towards the hook here. So the natural tapering of this will be away from the hook. So it will, if you look from the front, the feathers will kind of go out into V shape, like that. And then I'm gonna take the other feather, make it roughly the same length, perhaps a bit longer or a bit shorter. Again, tied on the side here, like so. And there you have the basic part of the fly. Then I'm gonna take an olive one, or a grizzly olive, or whatever you have. Chartreuse would be nice as well. And I'm gonna tie this so the shiny part of the feather, the feather that's the side that's pointing upwards when you're picking it from the saddle, this time needs to be facing downwards, like that. And there you have the base of the fly. Cut off those again, so it's going to be fairly as evenly as up to the eye, because we need all of this material later on. Just gonna do like that. So now we're gonna use a small bundle of white bucktail again. Where did I put that? Here it is. Again, not a very big bundle. We do not want this to be too big and too dominant. And again, these should not be as long as the feathers. 2 safe turns and then applying a bit more pressure. And these will now we have a bundle on top and a bundle underneath, and these will help ensure that that the feathers here, they will not tangle with the rest of with the hook bend, like so. And then I'm going to apply a small amount of flashaboo dubbing. Oh, we need some flash as well. Just going to take 2 strands or so of this scent flash from Hedron. Just one on each side to give it a bit of flash effect. Not much, but a bit. And then I'm going to use a small amount of flashaboo dubbing, simply just to give this kind of like a body, but a small amount, just to give it a nice and shiny body from when you see it from below. That's where the fish will see it, like this. I need a bit more, but as I said, I cannot stress enough that this needs to be a very small amount of dubbing that you apply, because we do not want this to be too thick. Definitely not want this to be too thick. And I'm doing this dubbing here all the way up to the head. And then I'm going to go a bit further back, cut off all those annoying strands, because they will really mess up the glue part of this fly. Not as much on this, because we will have the eyes to help form the perfect body. But as you can see, now I'm about a little from the head, and that's where I'm going to tie in my second bundle of bucktail, and I'm going to tie that down there on top of the dubbing, because that will ensure that it stays in the right place. Because if you tie this down on top of the dubbing, it will have a good base to be located, and it will not stick up into the air. So I'm using some bucktail here. This is fluorescent chartreuse. Trying to get it around the body, but not completely. But not all the way around, because we want this basically to be kind of the sides, but also on the top, but not on the bottom part. Like that. And as you will see, this will also form the top layer of this fly, giving this fly, when you look at it from above, the greenish hue, and from below you will have the pearly dubbing. Just cutting off all the steps there, like so. And then I'm gonna take the eyes here, the cool new eyes. These comes in 4 different colors: chartreuse, orange, yellow, gold, and the silver one. And both the silver one and the chartreuse here will be nice for these. But I'm gonna pick the chartreuse one for this one. So I'm going to place these on the sides, and I'm going to tie it down so the coloring of this, and never mind that it sticks out a bit now, so that the coloring will start just above, just where the head starts. There is some glue on the back of these, so they're sticky. And make sure that these are the same length, which is about there, I would say. Yeah. Oh, one of them is longer than the other one. There we go. And I'm gonna cut off the leftover stump here of eye. The good thing about these is, as soon as I start applying the glue, you'll see how easy it is to get these to be in the right place, because I will be able to hold these back like that. Gotta tie this down with my monofilament, like so, and then I'm gonna make a whip finish. Cut off my thread, and basically now you take your eyes and you hold them exactly in the place where you want them with your fingers, and then you apply the glue. And I'm using the loon thick one for this, because it's well, basically it's thick, so it's easy to work with. And I must say, I'm really becoming a fan of this loon stuff. Basically, I'm a fan of all the loon products. So I'm gonna apply a small amount of glue here. And the reason why I'm using only a small amount is because what I want to do now is I want to start the shape of the head. But basically, what is my main goal is to ensure that my eyes are in the right location before I apply any of the light. Really is nice, this Loon UV glue. It's very easy to work with, and it really is very clear once you apply the light here. So basically now I have the shape of my head, and now I can just start applying more glue here to the top side and also to the bottom. And I'm gonna use some glue to form the head up here, and to form it a bit further back than normally, because I want this head to have to help support the materials so they do not get entangled in the hook bend. And I can see I have some dubbing and a bit of bucktail sticking out. I don't want that, so I cut that off, and then basically I go to the underside of this and apply more glue, forming my head completely the right shape. And again, make sure you manipulate this correctly before you apply the light. Now that was a good portion there. So I apply the light, and then more glue. And we'll rinse and repeat until you're satisfied with the look of the fly here, and you're done. This part takes a bit of time, but it's well worth the effort, because it will really make your fly swim great, and also make your fly look astounding out in the water. And well, basically there you have it. I'm gonna apply a bit more here to make this head completely correct in the shape, but basically the fly is done now. like so. And you have the fluorescence of the chartreuse, the chartreuse bucktail. You have the long swimming fins out here due to the flat wing feathers, and it's fairly easy to cast this. And because of the glue, it will have the correct weight to bounce correctly and swim great. So well, basically, that's it. A great, nice looking little sand eel. Thank you for tuning in.